Hey, welcome to Coco's Corner. I am the huge one, Dave Coco from Cocosports.com or KOCOsports.net. It takes you to the same place. It's where the world comes to kick ass. Your home for combat sports, and above all, where it's okay to be a passionate fan. This is our weekly WWE NXT review. As always, we ask you win, loss, or tie. Please, in the comments, tell us if you thought this was a win, loss, or tie for WWE NXT. All right. Me, personally, huge win. One of the biggest wins. I love Wednesday Night Wrestling. There will be a Lucha Underground review later. Just something about Wednesday Night Wrestling is the best goddamn wrestling of the week. It's absolutely amazing. Two great American pro wrestling television shows. Well, one you have to have the network for or be a pirate. Arg! But just overall, I thought this was a huge win. I almost want to say it's perfect, but you know there was a couple women's matches that they just had them for the sake of breaking up the tournament. But this is as near perfect as you can get. I know some people will be like, well, what about New Japan? What about Dragon Gate? I'm sorry, this was a good show. I know some fans that are more, I guess, know more about different federations always hold WWE to such a high standard, and me included. But with that said, I just thought this was an amazing night of wrestling. And I give it a huge win. And a lot of times people, when it comes to the BC shows and all that, they ask me, is it worth watching? This is can't miss. It's totally worth watching. Absolutely amazing. All right, let's break it down match by match. Like I said in the comments, please put win, loss, or tie, and we'll try to get to you. All right, so here we go. First match, you got Carmella defeating Emma. Carmella comes out. She cuts a decent promo. I'm starting to like her. At first, I didn't really like Carmella because just the storyline alone, it was a fucking disaster. She's a hairdresser that lost her job, and now she's in the WWE. All right. That's the way it's going down. It was great to see Emma come back, the fans' reception of her. My favorite part about the promo was the NXT Universe. I guess that's what we're calling them. The NXT Universe was chanting for Blue Pants, Leva Bates, and she said that Blue Pants went back on the sales rack or something like that. I'm messing up the line, but I thought it was really cute and handled well, where a lot of WWE divas or even a lot of WWE superstars would just panic. Like, well, what should I do? So I like the fact that Carmella, was quick-witted and all that. The match was kind of short, nothing embarrassing, and that's good for WWE women's standards, but nothing too amazing either. Carmella does win, and not only that, but Emma does a great job selling because she was at WWE. She's pissed that she's back in NXT. First match back, goes against Carmella and loses. And without even saying a word, with the camera work, with the acting, you could feel the story. And to me, that's just absolutely amazing. All right, second match. I was worried about this. This is what scared me now. Oops. Got a comment from Rob. I'm just going to say, doing it now, Turkey. He wanted to do the NXT review after he watched it. Oh, well. Oh, well. Sorry, Rob. We still love you. The next match I was really worried about, just because the tournament is set up so amazingly, but there was a weak link, Corbin. I didn't know how good of a wrestler Corbin was. He was definitely tested. He's nowhere near Neville, Kenta, or Prince Devitt's level. Nowhere near. Sami Zayn, the top tier guys in NXT, he's not. He's just a tall guy who doesn't embarrass himself. He held his own, but he shouldn't have been pushed as hard as he was pushed and all that, not in the tournament and stuff. But with all that negativity, they did something great. They told a great story. Booking. You have Corbin and Bull Dempsey, who just seems to be Vince McMahon type guys. And you have Neville. The problem with Corbin is you can't really have him lose to Neville because you have him as this undefeated CM Punk / Goldberg love child. But Bull Dempsey comes down costs him the match, but then I'm like, oh, okay, they saved him. But then on top of that, they even did some better booking where Corbin makes it in by a 9 count, and then Neville hits Red Arrow on him, and bam! You have a feud between Bull Dempsey and Corbin, which has Vince McMahon masturbating all over it, and the real wrestlers continue on for the title. I just thought, Corbin can hold his own. I don't want to be too negative. I think Corbin can hold his own. I just don't think he's at the same level as everyone else in the tournament. And Corbin could still be the CM Punk Goldberg undefeated streak, love child, look at me, I'm a monster, without ruining him. And it also brings back the Bull Dempsey-Corbin feud. They have a reason to fight next week on their big pay-per-view. Even though it's not a pay-per-view, we'll just call it pay-per-view for the sake of not using special event over and over. And Neville defeats Corbin, goes on to the finals, and for the first time, that side of the bracket, at least a great wrestler came out of it. The other side of the bracket we'll talk about later, but then they go Bayley defeats Becky Lynch. I enjoyed this match. It was really short. It was just, hey, we're breaking it up. And Becky Lynch and her buddy started arguing with each other after Bayley won to beat her. And then Charlotte came out, and it was just a nice advertisement for the 4-way women's match next week. And it should be interesting what's going to happen. Now, I have Becky Lynch, a.k.a. her birth name, Young Lita, on my fantasy team, and I was hoping she would win. And I'm kind of a little scared what's going to happen with Becky Lynch next week. You know what's great about NXT? I'll tell you what's great about NXT. It's hard to predict who's going to win, and on top of it's hard to predict who's going to win, you care for all the athletes. You care, like, wow, I can see Becky Lynch pulling a Chris Jericho and shocking everyone. I can see Bayley, a crowd favorite. I can see Sasha Banks. She deserves it. I can see Charlotte holding on to it. And there's not one guy where you're just like, oh, fuck, do I have to be angry if they win? Or one woman in this case. You're just like, wow, 4 great women athletes, 2 male athletes going for the titles, and I care about both of them, and I want to throw my money at the screen, and there's not anyone that's just giving opportunities, storyline-wise or in the back-wise. To me, I just find it to be absolutely amazing. Now, next is a dream match. I can't believe they gave this away for free. One of the biggest things I had about this was that this was not the finals. This is one of the nitpicks I had. This is a dream match. I live in Tokyo, Japan. Prince Devitt versus Kenta is a fucking dream match. And they had a great match there. The audience, some of the greatest chants ever. This is better than Raw. You bet your ass it is, and Mr. NXT fans. And then you also had We're Not Worthy. And I don't mean NXT Universe, NXT fans, Full Sail students, whatever you want to be called, whatever you want to label yourself. If you want to label yourself internet imagery, you're more than welcome to. The fans at the NXT building, they started a chant saying, we're not worthy. And I'm not taking anything away from those great, great fans, but you're fucking not worthy. This is goddamn WrestleMania. This is a goddamn fucking dream match. And you got it in the semifinals? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Whoever started the We're Not Worthy chant, I don't mean it as an insult, but you're absolutely right. You're not worthy. That should be a fucking WrestleMania fucking match. That should be for a fucking title. That should be in the finals. It was just absolutely amazing match. They teased Kenta. Let me use their WWE names. Hideo Itami. They teased him with a go to sleep. And Finn Bálor, a.k.a. Prince Devitt, does get the victory with, dude, one hell of a running drop kick and also a double stomp. It was absolutely amazing. Like I said, I give this show a huge win. I enjoyed it. And you know what? I'm a critical asshole. I have a black heart. I am negative Nelly. I'm not going to fucking lie. But there's something enjoyable about watching something you love and then really fucking enjoying it. I know that fucking a lot of WWE defenders will be like, well, fans will never be happy. Fuck you! And we're happy at NXT. We're happy about Lucha Underground. Why not put on a goddamn product that makes us happy? Why? Thank you, Triple H. Thank you, NXT. And to me, it was an amazing must-watch match. The fans were into it. The fans knew what the fuck was up. And the only nitpicks, the only two small nitpicks I have is the women matches were short, but hey, there's time. I'd love to see the three. I'm being way too positive. Let's focus. I'm supposed to be the critic. I'm supposed to hate everything. I thought the women's matches were too short. But with that said, yeah, fucking, what are you going to do about it? There's only 1 hour. And the second thing is that how the fuck is this not in the finals? How is this not on pay-per-view? Hopefully this feud continues. And the third thing, I have to say this because if not, Japan, a real-life friend of mine who also comments on the blog, will fucking beat me with a stick. Japan goes, that's an amazing match. Text me when the Japanese guy finally gets a real fucking win. And I'm not saying they have a problem with white guys always beating Japanese guys. I'm looking at you, Ring of Honor. But you have a fucking problem. And the good news is at least we have Kenta to cheer for. And for the first time ever when I go to wrestling bars in Tokyo, when I meet up with my wrestling friends, we can talk about American product and they have a fucking hero. And they should have more than one fucking hero, but at least they have one. And, you know, he did lose, but hopefully he has a great match next week. And hopefully they build up to it because I'd love to see Kenta do something amazing. And the finals will be next week. Let's go check out the next week's card. We will be doing a pay-per-view profits for next week's card. We will get Boom Boom on board, and we'll have a prediction show and a pay-per-view profit. All right, you have NXT champion Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens, which anyone that's ever watched an indie, Canadian, Ring of Honor, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla type show knows how amazing that is. You know, some people are like, oh, well, Kevin Owens was giving it too quick, but I don't know. I don't know. You know, because sometimes you can be like, hey, Roman Reigns gave it too quick. Maybe Kevin Owens gave it too quick. But there's a great story. They ended this show with the package previewing it, and it just beyond gets you pumped up. So that'll be interesting. You got the NXT Women's Championship 4-way. Charlotte, Bayley, Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch. I don't know who's going to come out of that, the winner, and that's what makes it exciting. You have the tag team champions, the underdogs, Blake and Murphy, rematch versus the Lucha Dragons. There's rumors that Kalistico, I probably mispronounced that, and I apologize to the Kalistico family, it might be getting rid of the mask and becoming a gay hairdresser. Now, hear me out, WWE. I understand you want your Rico 2.0 and gay hairdresser, but if you can convince the WWE Universe, if you can convince the WWE Universe that Sin Cara is still Sin Cara and that nothing swapped, even though you said that in Mexico, that's fucking ridiculous, why can't you have Rico 2.0 and Kalisto? It's not like they're like, oh, there's a gay hairdresser, and there, who knows? Maybe he'll get the Albert treatment, A-Train treatment. But it would be interesting. I don't know what to think of Blake and Buddy Murphy. They remind me of a throwback of a 70s, 80s tag team. I find this to be interesting just because are they worthy of the tag titles? And I thought maybe, you know, out of all the tag teams, they could have given it to Kenta and Prince Devitt, but who knows? Prince Devitt might be on to bigger and better things. Then you have Prince Devitt, a.k.a. Finn Bálor, versus Adrian Neville. It will be for the NXT #1 Contenders Tournament Finals. You got Corbin versus Bull Dempsey because, you know, if Vince can't masturbate the big guys, did the event even really happen? And so it should be interesting. Hopefully they get Kenta on the card, but it's next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll try to have it. NXT TakeOver Revival. It will be live, so hopefully we can do it. All right, let's see if there's any live comments. Google Plus, nothing. All right, Google Plus. I don't want to say I think you're jerks, but all right. The Twitters, thank you for those that retweeted it. It does mean a lot. All right, boom, boom, boom. Bum, ba, bum, bum, ba, da. Oh, we got a lot of live comments on the YouTube. Appreciate it. Do you see Zayn being the next Daniel Bryan? Possibility. I mean, they basically did the Daniel Bryan type storyline, only done a million times better. And this is from Dream Warrior 30, by the way. Thank you for the comment. I could see him becoming the next Daniel Bryan, but I still think, I don't know how seriously hurt Daniel Bryan is, but I still think he has a lot of years left. I would like to see multiple Daniel Bryans, talented wrestlers. But yeah, the Sami Zayn storyline going into NXT had a lot of Daniel Bryan connections to it. And you know what? I hope that there isn't a next Daniel Bryan. I hope there's a roster of Daniel Bryans. Total Elimination, chance better than Raw, LOL. And it's true. It's absolutely true. I hope the whole world sees that. Lennox Wooderson, this show was absolutely excellent, and it was only the setup for next week. Sad thing is, this wasn't the best show of the week. All right. I haven't seen Lucha Underground yet, but I know Wednesday's the best day of the week. All right. Let's see. I'm trying to get your comments. I apologize. Lennox Wooderson also says, I think the only reason Bálor won was because he has to do his entrance at the pay-per-view. And that's a possibility. That's a huge possibility. His entrance is a big deal. And not only that, but like I said, I'm getting this information from Irish documentary and Japanese interviews. But according to Finn Bálor, Prince Devitt, it's in his contract now, or it's agreed upon. I don't know. It was agreed upon that if it doesn't work out and he doesn't go to the main roster quickly, they can both cut ways and he can come back to New Japan. Now, I don't know if it's in his contract. I don't know if Finn Balor's just given us hope for New Japan fans. I don't know if WWE has lied to him. But according to an Irish documentary and Japanese media interviews, Finn Bálor has an agreement that if he doesn't go up to WWE quick enough, that he has the option to leave to go back to New Japan. And Finn Bálor does get, according to these interviews and documentary, Finn Bálor does get paid more than the average NXT guy just because he was making so much in New Japan. So there you go. That's a possibility. I think another possibility, not just the entrance, because the entrance is amazing. I also think that he might be just going up to WWE quicker, and Kenta will be in the back seat, which is sad. Diesel X99, Baron Corbin looks like Roman Reigns and Bo Dallas' son. Yeah. Lennox Wooderson, the main event is definitely contender for match of the week. Definitely agree. Manatee versus NXT. Oh, Lennox Wooderson, you're a big fan of the Manatees, and I forgot to do Manatees versus Raw. No, never. The Manatees only work on Monday nights. I don't even think, no matter how educated our beloved Manatees are, and no one knows what we're talking about except Lennox Wooderson and huge South Park fans, no matter how educated our Manatees are, I don't think they'll ever beat out NXT. But yeah, I will get a Manatee versus Raw up. Lennox Wooderson, we're going to have to make a Manatee t-shirt. I yelled at the staff today about not having enough t-shirts. We need a Manatee t-shirt. Rick, 1982. NXT was a win. Bálor versus Itami was a great match, and NXT TakeOver Rival will be amazing next week. Hopefully they give every match a good amount of time, especially for both Neville versus Bálor and Zayn versus Owens. And I agree 100%. Look out, Rick, 1982 knows about pay-per-view profits. He hasn't won this year yet. He's coming. Lennox Wooderson, who's better than Owens to defeat Zayn? This could set up a great triple threat with Bálor, too. It's a possibility. It's definitely a possibility. Just the way they cut the promos. Like, you watch the Sami Zayn. This is what I love about good professional wrestling done right is absolutely amazing. Because this is how I was. I watched the Zayn interview. I think the Zayn interview was first. I watched the Zayn interview, and I went, oh, there's no way Sami Zayn can lose this match. He's got it in the bag. And then I watched the Owens interview, and I go, there's no way Owens can lose. He's going to win. He's got it in the bag. And I was like, oh, my God, this is good storytelling. Oh, my God, this is when professional wrestling is at the best. Chris Jericho once said it, that if professional wrestling done right is the best entertainment in the world. And NXT is doing it right. Friend Yelly wearing an Internet Infantry t-shirt. You want your own Internet Infantry shirt? Go to Cocosports.net and buy yourself a shirt. And also, if you do that, we will do a Stump the Idiot answering your 5 questions. Friend Yelly, much love. Appreciate it. Says, win. Fuck Raw and Vince's idea of it. Yep. That says it all, my friend. That says it all. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, man, there's a lot. Total elimination. Coco, when do you think Kenta will hit the GTS? I don't know, but it's the biggest fucking tease in the world. The fans get excited. I get excited. Maybe he'll do it to win the title. Maybe he'll do it in the Fed. I don't know. And I would love to see, if Brock Lesnar does return to the UFC, I would love to see Paul Heyman be the voice of Kenta. And there's so many stories just written in it. It's unlimited. I hope that happens. We need a Turkey Mania t-shirt. Make it happen, Dave. Make it happen. Friend Yelly, send all your complaints to Jerry O'Neill. Jerry O'Neill. What's his actual email address? Let's be dicks about this. Hold on. Let's see. We're going to be real dicks. He's going to hate us. All right, send it to Mr. Koco, MRKOCO, 2011 @gmail.com. And we say, hey, fucker, we need more t-shirts. That's it. I talked to him. Our site is a little behind. We are trying to come up with a perfect schedule, add more people to our staff to make the blog where we want it to be. So this week, the blog, I'm going to be completely honest, it's been shit. But we have ideas not to make it shit. And hopefully, starting next week, those ideas start being happen. Lennox Wooderson, you are a Hall of Famer, an Internet Infantry Hall of Famer, one of the highest ranking members of the Internet Infantry. And Google puts your comments in spam? Bad Google. Bad Google. All right, let's see. Lennox Wooderson says, if this was the first hour of Raw, it would have been the best hour of Raw every week. Agreed. Bam. Thank Terry Funk. Oh, man. The WWE is backtracking hard with that Callisto gay hairdresser gimmick. Too much backlash in the 2 weeks, I guess. You know what? I don't know much about it, and I'm okay with a gay character. I wish Canyon, before he sadly passed away, I wish he got to do a gay character. I'm okay with gay characters, but the thing is Callisto really gay? That's got to be a factor. And I still think, I don't know, Lennox Wooderson, I'll ask this to anyone. If Callisto still wore the mask, but took the mask off to play the gay hairdresser gimmick and did both, would you respect that? Or would you be like, you're Callisto, you're fucking Rico 2.0? I think you could pull it off. If you could pull off that guy is Mystico, wink, wink, then you could pull off anything. But I don't know. Maybe people would backtrack with, because Albert A-Train, he tried something new and they weren't having it. So it's interesting. But yeah, I don't know. I'm okay with gay characters, but it'd be cool if the gay character was actually gay. That would mean something. And the second thing is, I think Callisto is pure money. I think masked wrestlers are pure money. I'm talking, I have an 8-year-old and a 2-year-old, and they just love masked wrestlers. My daughter loves masked wrestlers. So if you're going to fucking say you're for the kids and selling merchandise, I think you need more masked wrestlers. Because at one time, they had Kane, Hurricane, Rosie. There was a time where there was a bunch. Rey Mysterio, Ultimo Dragon. And I just remember kids just flocking to the masks. So, yeah. I don't know. I could see it pull off both, but I don't think we should give up on Callisto. Corbin had an amazing moment with his stalling super powerplex, almost half as good as Cage. Bam. All right, thank you. And let's see. Bam, bam, bam. Oh, my God. Here we go. Boom, 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 boom. Live comments. Come on, baby. Come on, YouTube. Keep up, baby. All right. Great show. Mixer549.Dale Moore says, great show. I think my favorite match was Hideo Itami versus Finn Bálor. Yeah, definitely. Thank you for the comment, sir. As always, thumbs up for you, pal. They'll have to clone Heyman. All right, I guess. Clone him away. And you know what? I don't know exactly what Total Elimination is talking about, but I'm on board. Like, he's like, they'll have to clone Heyman. More Paul Heymans? Yes. Sign me up. Science, why aren't we working on this? Why aren't we funding this? All right? We're funding killing people with RC cars, but we're not funding cloning Paul Heyman? Shame on you, science and government. Frenielli says, Kenta vs. Punk, one can only dream. That would be the greatest thing ever. A tear would roll down my cheek. I am Mike Ashbom. So we have this year's pay-per-view profit and last year's dominant pay-per-view profit. I wonder, like, if Rick 1982 and Mike Ashman look at each other and give each other a dirty look and be like, you know what? I'm the real pay-per-view prophet. No, I'm the real pay-per-view prophet. We'll find out next week. I am Mike Ashman says NXT and Lucha Underground were fucking wins. I can't wait. Great night for Pro Rest. Devitt versus Kenta. Aerostar versus Drago. Oh, I haven't seen Lucha Underground yet. Oh, I can't wait. That's gonna be amazing. Cage versus Morrison / Mundo. Must-watch matches. Impact tops it off. And they also have Dragon Gate later tonight, I believe. Vince, take notes. I'm going to give you a thumbs up. Whew. Thank you for leaving Lucha Underground comments with verses instead of results, because I haven't watched Lucha Underground yet, and if I knew the results, I think I would cry. All right, ba-boom, ba-boom, some more sports. Lennox Waterson. Dear, let's write Google. Because, you know, Google watches. I like to believe that Google and YouTube watch every single second of YouTube. So, you know, they'll get this. So someone will forward it to them. Dear Google, Lennox Wooderson comments on our video is not spam. Thank you. Love. I love/hate Google fanboy. I love and hate Google so much. Lennox Wooderson, who is the ace of NXT? Who would you make the ace of NXT? Wow, that is a tough question. Well, I think the ace has to be Sami Zayn right now. Sami Zayn is the ace. And you know what? I don't know if I would make an ace. I would just have amazing matches. You know, once you pick one guy to be the ace, I think that's where the problem lies. I don't know. Maybe I'm too much into Japan Pro Res. But yeah, I just wouldn't have an ace. I would build a company around an awesome roster. That's how ECW was built back in the day, or at least that was the illusion of ECW. Ring of Honor in its brightest days had that going for it. I believe New Japan does it perfect now. I think NXT's doing a great job. I think Lucha Underground's doing a great job. I mean, you have your champion, sure, but I don't know if there's a select, because, you know, like Lucha Underground, you can say Prince Puma, but then Mondo, Guerrero, Sexy Star, Cage, they're all getting TV time. I don't know if I'd pick an ace, but if I had to, gun to head, I'd say Kenta. But just because it's motherfucking Kenta. But I would keep it the way it is. There's a champion, but that doesn't mean he's the chosen one or the ace. Lennox Wooderson says, NXT needs more top heels. Corbin should/maybe turn. Just send Corbin up to WWE and fucking bring Bull goddamn Dempsey with you. They don't fucking belong there. I'll buy the Manatee t-shirt. All right, you got that email. Jerry's gonna be so fucking pissed. Like I'm like me and Jerry were tag team partners, and the whole Cocosports team is a family. But I'm definitely the most friendly. Like if someone emails me, Facebooks me, I don't really care. The only time I get upset is like when people like ask you questions but don't watch your podcast. I'm like, that's a bit of a dick move. You're like, oh, what'd you think about NXT? Well, I just did a 10, 20, 30-minute podcast on it. Yeah, but I don't really want to watch your podcast. I'm like, all right. I don't know if you know that, but that's a dick fucking move. But besides that dick move, I'll answer almost anything on air /that. But Jerry's the other way around. So if you email him wanting him t-shirts, he'll be like, what do I do? What do I do? People know I exist. And David Cooey's the same way. But I'll buy a Manatee's t-shirt. All right, baby, we're on it. We're going to hold you to that. Hopefully, Jerry, I'm not putting no pressure on Jerry. Hopefully, Jerry makes that happen. I'd like it if Kalisto had 2 characters. Hunico was doing it for a while. Yeah, I kind of missed that. I like that. I did that. We had what did what did we have? I'm trying to think. Yeah, we had that's back when I promoted indies. We had this really small, talented wrestler. I mean, really small. Like, might be the smallest wrestler ever. Aerostar size, and it was Shane Swift. But we also put him under a dragon of Lucha Underground. I mean, not Lucha Underground. I'm sorry, I got Lucha Underground on the brain. It was Bourbon Dragon. Bourbon Dragon, because we were Bourbon Street Bar, and we had Shane Swift. No one on our roster had the same body type, same tattoos, same everything. And these were smart fans back in the day. Yeah, they never connected it. Like, fans would come up to me and be like, Shane Swift ever going to fight Bourbon Dragon? And I'm like, bitch, they're the same person. No, we can't pull that off. But, yeah, I think you could do it. And not only that, but I think fans would accept it. At least I hope they would. Our fans accepted it, but we were with a bunch of internet fans, internet local drunk fans, and they loved it. I mean, people were like, I'm smart as shit. When is that going to happen? But yeah, I am Mikey. Mike Ashman says, NXT and Lucha Underground were fucking wins. Oh, we already read that. I am Mikey goes on. I agree 100% that Devitt is getting a major push due to being an overall more well-packaged character and a stipulation set when he signed. Kenta, unfortunately, is going to get Yoshitatsu. Shake my head with sucks right now. It sucks right now because it sucks more than you think. A lot of people think WWE is racist in Japan. Worldwide, but in Japan. And they think like, oh, they'll never get a fair shake. And then they sign Kenta, and they sell out all their house shows for the first time in a while. Whoever took over the Japan tour did such a great job this time around. Because usually the Japan tour house shows are fucking horrible. Just horrible. Just horrible. But they did a great job. The athletes, they just did everything right. So whoever's in charge of the Japan tour, the last tour around, did a great job. And Japan fell in love with it again. And now Kenta, we get to watch him on J Sports, and we get really excited, and we have a hero. But if their hero keeps fucking losing, and they're like, oh, well, they're still racist, you have a problem. And, it goes beyond your favorite guy, because a lot of WWE fans are like, oh, you're just mad at your favorite guy. No, it goes beyond that. WWE did a top 100 wrestlers of all time DVD. They sold it in Japan for $20 more than anywhere else in the world. And in the top 100, I don't give a fuck how much you hate Japan. If you have the top 100 wrestlers of all time, and they went outside their company, it wasn't top in WWE, they went outside their company, and not one Japanese star makes it, you have a fucking problem. Like, I could see, if I go to the most racist person in the fucking world and be like, hey, fucking racist Joe, like, hey, I fucking hate everyone that's not the same race as me. We know, Joe. We know. And you hand him a piece of paper and say, top 100 wrestlers of all time. Go. Even racist Joe would have at least one Japanese wrestler on there. That's all I'm saying. Your fucking racist Joe is fucking less racist than WWE. Kalisto is not going to change his gimmick since Ray is going to Lucha Underground. I don't know. I don't know if he's definitely going to Lucha Underground. I know there's a falling out. Like, there was hashtag free Rey Mysterio. Then there was, oh, we re-signed. And then there is, no, fuck that, I'm going to Lucha Underground. I don't know. The Rey Mysterio soap opera seems very weird. His talks are pretty much finito with the E. As you see, I don't know, because like 2-3 months ago, I could swear they said they signed a Legends contract. They signed a long-term deal. And Vince needs a luchador that will bring in the money, baby. Yeah, he definitely does. Mikey goes on, LOL. Yo, Dave, you're going to cry when you see the end of Lucha Underground. Shit's about to go down. And the pay-per-view profit feud right now is legit. Daniel Bryan's versus Reigns. LOL. Yep, there you go. We're coming for you, Rick. But the last guy who won was amazing. He got the entry right. He got every match right. He got, man, I don't know. I forget who it was, but he did an awesome job. Franielli writes a letter to Google. Dear Google, stay out of our way. The Cocosports internet inventory. That would be nice. That would be lovely. Hopefully one day, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about success. Like, I want to be successful enough that Google and YouTube kind of don't treat us like shit, but I don't want to be too successful that we don't have a community. It's always such a crazy situation that, like I want to be at a certain level of success. Enough success that, I make a couple bucks for food, and enough success that when Google and YouTube fuck with us, we can be like, yo, internet inventory, get them. Let's go. What's up, YouTube? And they just give us a hug and an apology. But at the same time, I don't want to be so successful that we don't have a community and there's no conversation. So yeah, I'm in a weird place as far as how successful I want to be. Steen could give UFC a try if it doesn't work in WWE. I don't know. Just because I love Kevin Steen and he does do the MMA and does do the martial arts. But who knows? Maybe he'll be like Roy Nelson. It's hard when you're that big, but he's losing a lot of weight. I don't know. It'd be interesting. It would definitely be interesting. I think a guy like CM Punk has a better chance. Daniel Bryan, minus the neck injuries. But you never know. Dolph Ziggler, amateur background. But I know him, CM Punk, Samoa Joe, Daniel Bryan, they've been doing MMA for a real long time. Lucha Underground review tonight/today. That is the plan, my friend. That is the plan. If WWE fails with Kenta, does the network fail in Japan? Is there a correlation? Yes and no. If WWE fails with Kenta, just the loud grumblings and voices with the, of course, the Japanese guy loses, I think will come to a scream. Like, I think people will be like, fuck that. There were wrestling fans where, you get off the subway and you turn left for a WWE show and then you turn right for a Japan independent. And there was fans handing out, if you went to a WWE show, handing out gay porn, saying that if you watch WWE, you'd be gay. There's times where when you meet a Japanese guy, a Japanese wrestling fan in a Japanese wrestling bar, the first question they want to ask is, why is WWE so racist? And Ring of Honor has a little bit of that ring too. And who knows, maybe they'll fix that. Does the network I think the network's never coming to Japan. J Sports has them locked down like crazy. J Sports is giving away all their content for free. Right now, legally, I guess through the right paths, there is no network in Japan. But you can watch NXT live on J Sports. You can watch any documentary on J Sports. J Sports is the ESPN. It's owned by ESPN now, but it's been the ESPN for a very long time. And there's so much WWE content, so much sports and pro wrestling that it's hard because, I've read stuff in Japanese newspapers and talked to people inside, the business that say, yeah, WWE, before Kenta signing, their house shows were complete, utter disaster failures. And they wanted to stop doing house shows in Japan. But J Sports is like, no. Like, J Sports has so much power over WWE in Japan that I can't imagine. And J Sports, there's like 6 of them. You're watching J Sports 7. You're watching J Sports 8. So it's not like, hey, I want to get this content out. All right, we have fucking 9 sports channels. What channel do you want it to go on? So it's not, I don't know if Kenta failing will have anything to do with the WWE network, but I do know J Sports wants a Japanese star. J Sports forces them. Like, there was times like, oh, we don't want to do a house show. And J Sports is like, no, you're doing a fucking house show. And not only that, but I think they edit out all the WWE.com commercials for J Sports commercials. So, like, when you see a WWE DVD ad in Japan, we see a J Sports ad. So let's say, I'm just pulling a DVD out of my ass here. Let's say the CM Punk documentary. When you see, in most parts of the world, when you see WWE documentary or, oh, buy the CM Punk DVD, you see, go to WWE.com shop zone. Yeah, not in Japan. Japan's like, you want this fucking documentary? You're going to J Sports. So I don't think Kenta has a lot to do with house shows. Kenta has a lot to do with shaking racism because Japan is so willing to spend money. They pirate stuff. I'm not saying there's no pirates. There's some people in Japan that are like, no one pirates. I'm like, that's fucking retarded. But Japan people will spend money. Their fans will spend money. And the bad part about that is people jack up the prices on them. So, yeah. But I don't think Kenta has anything to do with the network more than J Sports does. Let's see. It looks like Itami and Breeze will have a rematch down the road after just watching the video they post on WWE's YouTube channel where Itami gets attacked during an interview after his loss to Bálor. That's awesome, Rick1982. Thank you for the update. That would be a nice match. Maybe that's tacked on. I would like to see that tacked on next week. I am Mike Ashman. Tonight was stacked with Pro Wrest Beauty. Shout out to my wifeys and side chicks. I totally mispronounced this girl's name, and she's awesome. Neville, Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, Katrina, Melissa Santos. Damn. Shit, they are all too sweet. Amen to you all. Love Lucha Underground. Yep. And oh, Lennox Waters, why do they keep doing? WWE is definitely racist towards the Japanese. Look at the career of every Japanese wrestler they've ever signed, and they don't acknowledge Tony Inoki's title run. Yep. Boop. Yeah, I couldn't have said it better. I mean, I think they're racist towards everybody, to be honest, but the Japanese, it's kind of ridiculous. All right. I think that's the last comment. Any comment after that, I'll try to answer in the comments. If I missed any of your comments, I'm just going to blame Google, and then Google will suspend me, and then I'll miss all the comments. No, I'm just kidding. If I missed any of your comments, I do apologize, and I'll try to get to them. I will be trying to do a Lucha Underground review within the next couple hours. And Boom Boom plans on doing a SmackDown review with me tomorrow. Plans do change. Like, comment, subscribe, and check out Cocosports.net as we are in a holy shit, we have to get better stage. But hopefully you come along the ride. Because my goal is that this channel and our blog becomes your #1 spot for combat sports news and wrestling reviews. That is my dream. Will I fail? Most likely. But you still have to keep moving forward because that's how winning is done. And with that, I am over. Bum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.